Next up, we have Zachary Dagnall with his app, Couchbound Traveler. Zachary, take it away.
Alrighty, so as Chase mentioned, my app is called Couchbound Traveler. It has a Rails backend and a React front end here. And so the idea is if you're, couchbound, so you're, at your home and you don't have the ability to travel around the world, this is a way that we can kind of emulate that traveling experience. So first we're gonna go ahead and log in. And I gotta read the sign here. Please remove your shoes and place them in the bin. Okay, and then the check-in becomes usable there. Alrighty, so I'll take you through a couple of things on my main airport page here. If we click on information, we have a box that just shows us kind of all about this site and all the different commands that we can do when we're in the traveling mode. Just kind of gives us a lowdown on that. If we go to edit profile, we have the options to change our username or our password. So we have those show up there. And then back to the main thing here. We have a passport, which is just keeping track of all the different trips that we've taken so far. So we can see we've been to Macau and New York in the seeds here. And so then the main event is to take a new trip. So let's click on take a new trip, and that'll help us to take flight to one of random cities all around the entire world. So what we can do now is this is using a Mapillary interface. And so we can click around and use these different arrows here to kind of step through the different sequences of photos. We can turn our perspective. And what we can also do is press the space bar and it'll play through a sequence of images to kind of have you zoom through that there. So what you want to do is to try to click around until you can find some visual clues. Like maybe I notice we're driving on the left side of the road in these images, or I'm trying to look at these street signs and gather some information so I can figure out where we might be. You could just explore freely just to explore and learn about the places that here get dropped off. Or you can click make a guess, and it gives you a form to try to guess where in the world we are. So you might say, okay, well, I noticed we were driving on the left side of the road, so maybe this is England. Let me see if I can guess England. No, it's not England. Okay. So, well, what other information can I gather? This does look like it's English words on the sign. So you're trying to maybe get some more information about this. We can chat with a local person, and it pops open this chat, and we can say, hey, and it'll start a conversation with us. And we can ask it different questions about the area that we're in. Maybe what do you like to eat? Okay, and it'll give us some information about some local information here, things that people like to eat around here. So it's saying something about Mary, I don't know how to say that, and so different information about here. So I might try to use that to guess where I am. And I can come back to this location. And if I really just want to know what the answer is and not have to worry about trying to figure out some information, we can just click the reveal button and it'll tell us, oh, we were in New Zealand, actually. Yes, I was way off. And so we can do that there. So I'm going to go back to the airport and do another trip. And this one takes us to a different place. So again, we can kind of click through and step through these different functionalities here. But if we open up the chat again, I wanted to do a different city for this reason. If I say hello, this one does not respond to me in English because of where we are. So in New Zealand, they speak primarily English as one of the most popular languages, but in this country, they do not. Now that looks to me like that's French, but maybe I don't know a lot of French. So what I can do is hover over individual words here, and it'll show me what that individual word means. This is to emulate that experience of, if you're traveling in a different country and you don't speak the language, you might have one of those, in this case, maybe a French to English dictionary. You have to translate one word at a time and kind of piece together what this person is saying. So we can try to piece that together one piece at a time. Optionally, though, if you don't want to have to bother with the language thing and you just want to focus just on English, you can click on that and kind of get the easy mode where everything is back to English, and it'll translate the whole chat to English there. So yeah, you can ask some different questions again about food, about what language do they speak here, even things about like what religion they practice as popular. So it uses information about each location in order to gather that. So I could say maybe, are we in France, since you're speaking French? And we are. Okay, very nice. And so that's basically the idea. If we go back to the airport and look at our passport, we now see that we have New Zealand and Paris as part of our passport trips that are remembered. Oh, and if we want to, maybe New Zealand wasn't such a great trip, some bad memories or something, you can delete that there and it's gone. And I think that's pretty much it for Couchbound Traveler. If any questions, let me know and I will drop my information in the chat.
Nice job, Zachary. Tell us a little about what it was like working with that Street View technology.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I originally had planned to use Google Street View, but for some reasons I decided to use Mapillary instead. The limitations of it is that it depends on user submissions about the images that show up there. So that's all like things that users have, as opposed to like Google. I think they have trucks that go around and gather imagery or whatever. So there were some cities that are kind of hotspots where lots of people have uploaded images, and then there's other like kind of dead zones where there's not a lot of user data for imagery. So that's why big cities around the world were something that I had to stick to in order to make sure we had enough imagery.
Nice. Well, end result's fantastic. So really great work. As you mentioned, if you have any other questions, throw them in the chat and Zach will definitely answer those, and drop his contact info. Thank you so much.